Ni hao pong yo, wo jiao, banana man, jigasha, jam skating news. For my friends that don't speak Mandarin, I said, hello friends, my name is Dunbar, and this is the jam skating news. Honestly, I don't speak enough Mandarin to say that line. Please do not get in my comments. I'm begging you. Or maybe I should be begging you to get in my comments and help a banana out, maybe with a little bit of guidance. So the thing that got me, and something that I never thought would hit me this hard, I watched the Kung Fu Kid with Jaden Smith. And the Kung Fu Kid with Jaden Smith was so nostalgic. I gotta tuck my shirt in. The Kung Fu Kid with Jaden Smith, because he moves to China and they tackle every single stereotype on the way. The first 5 minutes of the film, they're hitting every moment from the Karate Kid series and subverting it. And then they're even taking your expectations of how he's learning the language and subvert that as well. My favorite scene is when he's learning how to say, "What's your name?" And then he gets on the plane and he asks an Asian man, "What's your name?" And he's like, "I was born in Detroit." He asks him, "What's your name?" in Mandarin. And he tells him, "I was born in Detroit." It was so funny, I laughed at it before letting it land. Classic. I was like, this is why we fell in love with Will Smith. He would deliver stuff like that week after week. Excuse me. So, boom. Let's get focused. The topic for the day is 8 life lessons. Let me say this again. I'm already doing it. I went back and I watched my videos. It'd be 2 minute segments of me stumbling over the next line, the same line. Like, let me say this again. The topic for today: 8 life lessons I learned during my street skating adventures. Today we're going to review some of the footage that I've captured while doing street skates in the city. Last summer, I ran around with the banana costume on for the first time. And I also got my Insta360 camera. This camera really changed my content because for the first time, I could capture videos of myself roller skating. I didn't need a videographer. The crazy part about recording with the Insta360, I thought about how difficult it would be for me to find a videographer. I just can't hire a videographer. I need somebody that can skate with me in traffic. There's only there's a special amount of people that have the vehicle and the recording skills to do that. And one of the hilarious parts is I ironically am one of them. Like, so somebody else, if you're looking for an extreme videographer, I'm your guy. Actually, I do have somebody in mind. But anyway, so I went through and I edited the footage and I was watching the footage and I noticed there's different, let me say this again, or all at once. The cool part about the Insta360 camera is it records your whole life. So I can go back and watch my footage and then talk about the different decisions that I made at different times. I always wanted to do this, honestly. I felt like I could record some of the best videos ever. I felt like I could record some of the most educational skating tutorials on the internet if I could get a chance to record myself during a street skate and then tell everybody what I was thinking. When I'm skating down the street, I'm being honest with myself and with the environment. There are times where I choose safety or over. I actually choose safety over aura farming. So I want to go over some of those lessons. Oh, wait. Before we get into those lessons, the first life lesson that I learned from inline skating, it is cheaper to take care of your axles than it is to replace your frames. I have broken 2 pairs of rollerblades. I glued my frames to my bearings twice. Let me say that sentence again so I can get specific. I glued my axles to my bearings twice. The first time it happened, I thought that it was just going to come out. And then it eventually hit me that I was going to need a new pair of skates. The first time it was a little bit more convenient because I was coming from my yellow skates, my micros, into my rollerblades for the first time. Well, the second time it happened, it was to my rollerblades. Now, I spent a couple of weeks trying to fix them. I bought a drill. I learned about the bits. I learned more about repairs. And then I realized once again, it cost about $45 to get them to remove one bolt. I only checked the site. But in my head, I'm like, have you ever went to the store to get something fixed and then the price was for all of them? Like when you get your brakes fixed at the car shop, the price to fix your front brakes ain't the price to fix your front and your back brakes. So if they quoted me for 45 for one, I have 4 axles stuck in these frames. Do the math, kids. Do the math, chat. 180? Excuse me. Maybe it was 35. Hopefully, if it was 25, what are we talking about? It was going to be at least $100, maybe more, just to get the axles out of the frames. So when it happened the second time, I had to take a step back and think about what I needed to do to prevent it happening from preventing it happening a third time. When it happened the second time, I had to take a step back and think about what I needed to do to prevent it from happening a third time. So lesson number 1, it's cheaper to take care of your axles than it is to repair or replace your frames. And this connects to everything in life, like anything that you need to take care of that connects and allows you to do something. It's cheaper to take care of that than it is to let that fall into disrepair and then have to replace it, because sometimes something that is small and insignificant, a bag of these are $10. But if you got to take them out of your skates, now it's $50. The second lesson that came from the same thing. On the path to get my skates back up, I realized I was going to have to fight for this. You have to love inline skating. Inline skating taught me what love is. Love is sacrifice. You don't love something unless you find excuses to do it when it's inconvenient. That's how you know you love it. If it's inconvenient for you and you're still rationalizing doing it, you love it. Because I wanted inline skating to be just like quad skating. I get my tool, I take my skates off. I take the screw off my skate. I take the bolt off my skate. I take the wheel off. I put the next wheel back on and I screw it back on. Where is it? Is it here? I'm saying this out loud. For inline skating, you got your tools. You have more moving parts. You got additional spacers that go into your wheels, and this is just one component. There's additional parts, there's additional screws on your bolts. If I wanted to be an inline skater, I needed to commit to the lifestyle and commit to learning. I'm naturally talented as a skater, so sometimes I want to go into things and I want to half step them, and I want to lean on, oh, I'm talented. Ooh. No. In order to inline skate, I needed to commit to the intellectual and the physical part wholly. In the beginning, I wasn't completely committed to it physically. I didn't feel like going out to skate. So when my skates broke, it wasn't the end of the world when I couldn't inline skate anymore. When I started inline skating to work and then my inline skates broke, I hurt my ankle because I couldn't inline skate anymore. I attempted to make the same times running that I was making inline skating, even if it was only slightly slower, about 7 minutes slower, which would allow me to continue to live my lifestyle for some time. The impact that it had on my body was completely different. So now I'm taking a step back and I'm like, whoa, bro, like, you have repairs that you've never made on the other side of your inline skating. You have repairs that you've never made standing in between you and inline skating. In the past, when you didn't have those same feelings about inline skating, it was okay to be separated from it. You, deep down inside, are apprehensive and anxious about doing these tasks, but you know you will not be able to inline skate unless you are able to complete these tasks. Now you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I need to change myself. I need to be a better person in order to inline skate. That's how deep inline skating is. You can't just inline skate. You gonna have to get a toolbox. You have to buy some tools. You gonna need to invest intellectually, economically, and physically in giving you an opportunity to do this effectively, or it may become more expensive than it needs to be. The big thing that was weighing on me when I glued my frames to my axles twice was these skates are like $200. Do you need another $200 bill? Like every 3 months when your inline skates will wear out, you need another bill. Let me say that all at once because I tripped all over that line. Every 3 months when your wheels wear out and you need to rotate them, you're going to have to get a complete new pair of inline skates because you don't have the knowledge to fix your inline skates. Why don't you just quit inline skating? It'd be easier just to quit inline skating. No. I'm locked in with inline skating. It's me and inline skating for the rest of my life. That's where I am. There ain't no tomorrow where I'm not inline skating. When I think about my life, 10 years, 12 years, all the way to the end, inline skating is right there. I don't care what I gotta do. I'm gonna make it happen. Number 3, the third life-changing lesson I learned from inline skating, at least for me, I don't want to say this for anybody else. A pair of inline skates is better than a car. A pair of inline skates in Washington, D.C. is better than having a car. Let me explain. Cars are like $400 to $700 easily every month. Even if you have a cash car, you got everything paid off, maintenance and insurance. There's a range of consistent car costs. In addition, there's a range of consistent car additional cost, repairs, tickets, parking, etc. every single day. Then, when you're driving, you're always in traffic. In the DMV, we have Washington, D.C., which is historically and statistically one of the worst places to drive because of traffic. There are days when I take cabs home and it's almost as frustrating as taking the train, because I know if I had taken the train, I'd probably be home a little faster because I'd be riding on the train and I wouldn't be sitting in traffic. So, even now, let's break down the things that make my life extremely convenient when you add inline skating. I work, go to social events, and get all of my food in about a 2.5 mile radius. It's a 2.5 mile radius tops. That is well within my inline skating range. In fact, it's in my comfortable inline skating range. It's in an inline skating range that I could inline skate to most of my errands, get back home, and I don't need to take a nap because it's not a workout. It was only a mile. It was only 1.5 miles. It was only 2 miles. There and back was 3.5 miles. It's not serious until there and back is over 5 miles. I didn't even break a sweat. That's when I started breaking a sweat. 5 miles, I break a sweat. That's the moment it happens. Boom, this isn't fun anymore. This isn't fun anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. You got to. You forgot your shoes. You're on the skate out. You don't got any shoes. You got to keep skating. I cracked there for a second. He wasn't here anymore. He wasn't here. Anyway, let's get focused. Because everything's so close, I can skate to everything in like 15 minutes. Save time, save money, and the one time when I think about what I would do with a car, I would use that car as a stone cold liability. I was on that too long. Anyway, so let me show you the power of lessons 1 through 3. Oh, and a quick intermission break. Let's check out my new bag. I got my new bag. I got the new Bont bag. Or I got my new Bont bag. This is the I'm gonna look it up what it's called specifically, but yeah, I got myself this bag for Christmas. It's one of my Christmas gifts. I was so happy. I like it because it's so spacious. And one of the parts about it that I didn't expect, the way that the bag spreads out the weight on my back, as well as the way that it sits on my back, it helps open up my shoulder blades and align my back. So when I'm carrying my skates, it feels like I'm in a really good lift, like if I was in a really good squat. And this is one of the things that's going to help. Let me get my knees bent in. My knees has been out. Yeah. I like the way that it carries the weight on my back. The next part I like about it, it matches my rollerblades. Ain't I clean? No, look, it's matching my rollerblades. It matches my rollerblades. I showed y'all that because it's on the path to these. Right now, I got my rollerblades, and as you can see, I got the frames out, but there is one problem. One of my axles, this one right here, it broke. I need to clean these, and I was like, I'm just gonna clean it off stream because I don't want to get the banana suit dirty cleaning these. This isn't that bad. In fact, it's not a whole axle. I went and on the path, on my repair path, and this leads us to lesson number 4. The reward is the journey. When I started inline skating, I didn't start inline skating for the best reasons. And I can connect this back to my life. I could give y'all a bunch of excuses. But a lot of times, I start things sometimes for outcomes. And I've been reflecting on why I start things for outcomes and why outcomes are so important to me. Outcomes are important because what I tell myself those outcomes mean. Like, oh, if I do this, that means that it's that. If I do this, that means that it's that. Well, as a person that's done that 4 or 5 times, I've also had an opportunity. I paused it a couple times because y'all can see I'm thinking. I've also had the opportunity to see this work and see this actually fail. What are we talking about? That never works. Doing something for an outcome never works because this is a little bit of trigger discipline. 2, I didn't expect to be talking that much. I don't even want to do any jokes where like I'm trying to talk emphatically. Doing things for outcomes doesn't work because you don't care. You're just going through the motions. Going through the motions works for a little bit of time because when you're starting something, it's easy to get a little bit of results. Eventually, you stop getting those results. And that can be a moment where the motivation to do something stops. On the other side, if you're not completely invested in something and you don't understand your why, this affects how often you do it. When I was doing inline skating, and the point of inline skating was views, and the point of inline skating was making videos, I would never go skating. And then when I looked at and I broke down one day that, hey, the people that are actually making videos about this, they're actually really good at inline skating. And then I got to the place where I couldn't even inline skate. I'm trying to do inline skating because I'm focused on one aspect of inline skating, and only being able to do that one aspect of inline skating means that I have trouble keeping my ecosystem going. Like, if you're not really invested in something, And there's not something under that, and there's not a why. When that equation comes up, it's just really easy to put it down, quit, and try to move on to the next thing. Well, wherever you are, there you arrive. Wherever you go, there you are. Whatever they say. So lesson number 4. Oh yeah, that journey. Yeah, the journey. I'm trying to remember what I said. Y'all could probably tell. I just said it twice to myself. Oh yeah, the journey. Now, I want to do this really quickly. Number 5, trigger safety when it comes to this drill. As I'm continuing to learn more about inline skates, and I noticed that I was going to be using power tools, I noticed that when I was using it, I was actually doing some unsafe things. I actually saw some videos about the reality of recoil from real weapons, and I realized that, like people are always joking about stuff like switches and stuff. Well, when you put a switch onto a weapon, it makes it more powerful. So there's a scenario where people can use a switch and it throws their arm back. And because of the way that they're holding it, they're still pressing. So it's like, hey, there's moments when you're using power tools. There's moments when you're using power tools where you could actually damage yourself. Oh, am I on number 4 or 5? Let's say number 4 was the reward is the journey. Number 4 was the reward is the journey. Number 5, safety first. So one moment I noticed, I'm not even a power tool expert. I was holding it like here, and I'm using a power tool like here. So maybe like the difference between that and this. Okay, I'm here. I'm getting the pressure. My hands back here. Okay, I'm gripping the boot. Maybe there's a better way. But if my hands slide off to the front, it don't slide off into my hand. Lesson number 5. Life-changing lesson number 5. Safety first. Let's see if I can do it this time. Ooh, I don't want to damage the frame. No. Damn it. No. We're going to find out. Oh, this joint's slipping everywhere. It's not funny anymore, is it? You know what I'm thinking about now? Focusing. I ain't gonna lie. There's a chance that I shank my entire sit up. Oh. I have never done this. Is it too little, too late? No. Yeah, maybe this side might be smarter. I think the extractor may work. I gotta be honest, there's a slight curve in this divot. There's a little bit of damage to the frame. But because I was trying to go for the straight up. Straight up reverse a Rooney. Let's see if it'll catch. Ooh, it's over. It's over for these frames. Maybe I could salvage them. Hmm. I'm officially in for a penny. Maybe, just maybe, it'll catch. It's feeling thinner. I think I may be able to get all the way through. But if I can't get all the way through and get the threads out, oh my God. After all that trash talk. you tear out one section, will the other sections fall off? I got it. I didn't I didn't make the hole too much bigger. I ain't gonna lie, I almost gave up on myself. I almost gave in to despair. So, sometimes it's gonna get frustrating. Life lesson number 6. You still gotta perform. When you out on the street and when you in the studio trying to make sure that your skates are fixed, you gotta perform. And sometimes performing means committing to and through situations that are a little uncomfortable. A part of that is emotional control. When you skating downhill, there's a moment where you could panic. You're trying to stop and you start to lose confidence in your stop. And that's when you hit that fall. And just a couple moments, I kind of got frustrated when the first thing didn't work. And then I realized that I was attempting to use my tools outside of the way that they were supposed to be used. Excuse me. First thing I realized was when people are repairing frames online, they don't repair them on the boot. The second that I attempted to drill in the first time, it went to the side because I was trying to do it on the boot. Next thing I remembered is I have a drill extraction tool. The cool part about the titanium is it helped me get started. I got deeper into the repair thanks to the titaniums, but the titaniums aren't the extraction pack. This is the special drill extractor pack. And now, okay, I may be nervous. Yo, you got to put your boot back on the bottom. I need to realign my boot, but I don't got to buy another pair of rollerblades. So now I'm going to repeat the same cycle. I'm going to jump online, learn more about it. I got to go to work tomorrow, so I got to do a lot of this stuff today. Ooh, that wasn't supposed to take that long. That was not supposed to take that long. But I'm going to finish that up at a later time because I got to clean it. But before I put my plate back on the bottom, I'm going to jump online, look at a YouTube video, understand that process better. So, Bow, to be real, I knew I needed to make that repair, but that repair wasn't how I was going to teach y'all about street skating. Ooh, I was trying to hide my script. I didn't think that I was going to see something so majestic. Talking through that repair though, that was spoilers, that was a lot of the street skating knowledge. That's a lot of the things that I've learned from inline skating. For tips number 7 and 8, I want to show y'all some of my footage. Excuse me. So I have been recording, or rather editing, my next YouTube videos. Still belching. Howard Homecoming. Navy Yard Skate Day 1. So first thing, this thing is 15 minutes long. Not this thing. This video is 15 minutes long. It's my entire skate day at Navy Yard made into a circle. One thing I realized is I don't like talk. I was just going around getting clips through a lot of these, dancing to music. I want to come through and listen to it or watch it on mute. I want to come through and watch this on mute, and then I want to talk to y'all about what's going through my head as I'm skating. Made it to a circle. I just listened to what I said. It's my entire day at Navy Yard made it to a video. Whew. You probably ask yourself, how did I get here? Well, I'm down here at Navy Yard and it's time to get it in. I love this part of DC because there's so many sights to see. This stop was pretty gnarly. I just dropped that hill. I was moving super fast. Dogs are always barking. This hill bomb was so fun. Hey, it's nice and long. Check out that Naruto run. Then you pick up even more speed when you hit this little part. Check out the bridge in the back. It's peanut butter jelly. I love skating on the Anacostia Trail. This was back during the summer too. Well, let's go back to the beginning. I skated up through the Navy Yard district. Shouts out to the Navy National Guard. Shouts out to the National Guard. Now I'm coming up past the station. It's so fun seeing everybody coming home from work. Shouts out to everybody at DC. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Quick tip, this ground is very rough, especially around a lot of metro stops. When you're skating in and out of the street, there's a small section where it's a lot easier to trip. Right here. You gotta watch your step right there. When I'm coming down the street, I'm always paying attention to traffic. This is a thin street with traffic going both ways. Since there's only 2 lanes of traffic, you have to really watch yourself because it's easy to get in a car's way. And now they're honking with a reason. I always like to watch what's ahead of me so I can avoid obstacles coming up. This is the clip from the beginning. So the first time I hit this, I came around, hit a couple of cute backwards moves, and I did a slide. Well, homie asked me to go even harder, so I was trying to show out, and bam! That's how I got the scratch on my skate boots. I call that the banana split. Now I'm going down to the water. There's a huge bridge. The concrete's pretty good on this side. Shouts out to the dogs. I love the dogs, but sometimes the dogs don't love Banana Man. Hey, going even deeper into the Navy Yard area. Coming up on another doggy friend super soon. Oh, wow, that's an amazing view. I love coming down and seeing the water in DC. Here we go. When I'm passing dogs, I like to give them a little bit of space in case they want to jump. It's easy to get startled when a dog comes and passes you and make a mistake. So it's a cool thing to just keep an eye on them, especially if you feel you may get startled if something jumps at you. Check out that jump at the bottom. This area in front of the stadium is super rough. My tip number 8. Whatever you're going to do in the street, always remain vigilant. When I'm skating down and doing tricks through different parts of the city, I imagine myself doing the trick first, and I make choices in specific places. For example, I started this off by skating backwards, but then I turned around and I did the rest of it forwards because I know that if I run into a crack and I'm not expecting it, I may trip, and I don't want to trip going backwards. I'm going to let loose a little here, though. Now I'm chilling because the ground's rough again, doing a little skating, avoiding the car. And now, since I'm out of the rough patch, I can do a little bit of more. I'm doing it for the artistic community. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. This is my favorite thing to do in the city. The runoff. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. The runoff. You got to get the runoff. I count the entire stadium as a part of the stadium. It's not just the front part, there's also a community around it. Then there's community on the other side of the street too. Cowabunga. Shouts out to the family. I love when people give me support in the city. It always makes me so excited. Yeah. I like to practice my jumps coming on and off curbs, as you can probably tell. I noticed that I loved inline skating when I started looking at myself skating, and I noticed how much I smiled. I'm smiling in every clip, whether I'm skating uphill, downhill, going through an obstacle, about to trip, I'm always smiling. And that's how you know you love something. It's so fun skating around the Nats Stadium. They really did that thing with it. I never knew this area was here, and it makes me so excited to learn more about the Nats history. Oh, shouts out to OG. I know he history. So I picked up a whole bunch of speed coming downhill on this. Whoa, check out that stop. That was deep. Ha. Hey, shouts out to them cars that let me get past. I see this woman again on the second. I see this woman again in like 5 minutes in this video skating down Anacostia. She is working hard. The fact that she ran all the way there and I skated. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Let them know. Let them know. Run off on them boys. Like, look how long this bridge is. Imagine you on your afternoon run and you see a banana man skate past you. Hey, yo, what is he on? Where he at? Where he at? Where he at? Where he at? I'm just enjoying the clip, remembering skating down here. Ooh, y'all see that jump? Yeah, I could have lost it all, tripping, cracked my head on that joint. You got to watch out when you're coming down these hills. It's not all fun and games. As I'm coming downhill, I'm always thinking about tripping and sliding across my face. Literally, this whole time, I'm thinking about tripping and sliding. I like to imagine, when am I going to trip, slide across the ground, and burst all of my teeth out my mouth? I like to think about the consequences so that I don't attempt to flippantly do something on this hill. It also gives me a chance to boost my anxiety radar very quickly, and I can start to imagine different obstacles to avoid. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. This is one of the most difficult places to skate in the city. It's uphill. You're trying to get back to the station, so you're tired from your trip to Anacostia Park, and now you got to skate through Anacostia. The street is hectic. There's obstacles everywhere, people walking up and down the street. Excuse me. But the art's beautiful. Commute sections are some of the least glamorous parts. You gotta skate. There's no parts to smile and point at the camera, but they're necessary. Without the commute, you can't get to your tricks. When I'm commuting, I like to focus on my body control and safety. It's so easy to lose focus in a moment like this and get hit with something that you're not expecting. One quote I like to remember when I'm skating is, "It may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility." Shouts out to the big chair. Oh, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Let's go. That's Anacostia history right there. That's an Anacostia landmark right there. So when I'm skating in the street, it may not be my fault that somebody's not following all the traffic rules, but if I'm in the street when they're not following the traffic rules, they're going to hit me. So I like to look around and think about moments when people even may not follow the traffic rules. And this is one of those sections where you got to really imagine. Like that light, it's probably a no turn on red. They took it at the last second. We got 3 buses coming down through this section. There's construction everywhere. Jumping onto the sidewalk. Look at all that road closing. Sidewalk closing. Got to slip through. Whoa, jumping into the street, avoiding the cones, cars on my right, cars on my left. Now I'm checking my phone. This is a bad idea. I tell myself I'm trying to take the time, but you got to stay focused, man. So I put it up and I don't look at it anymore. I don't even try to put it in my pocket. I know I can hold it in my hand and have the same functionality, so I focus on skating with my body and just hold it in my hand. Since I'm in front of the station, this is when I know the most people are going to be able to see me. So I really hot dog it on the way in. But I don't attempt to skate backwards. So one of my students calls out to me. I took my shades off. Y'all see me? I took the shades off. And right before I went back into the building, right before I went in the house, had to get one banger in, one banger. Peanut butter jelly, ha ha ha. And with the slide. Take me through there. Take me through there. This is when that was popular. So that is just one of the videos that I have to show for y'all today. That was fun. Narrating that was fun. So I have the Howard Homecoming Skate Out, Howard Exploration Day, oh, and then I have the We Are Skate DC Day. I'm going to save that for another day. Or I'm going to do that one tomorrow. The Howard Homecoming Skate Out was epic. I said there was going to be lessons. I'm going to be better at finding the lessons and calling out the lessons. 17 minutes.
Gotta get everybody faces.
Starts off in U Street. I'm skating up from the bottom of the map. All Howard alumni know. Everyone that attended Howard knows. Actually, this isn't the skate up to the school. I'm skating up to the bullpen. Y'all hear the type of timing I'm on. This was the replacement for Yard Fest. Back in the day, Yard Fest was crazy. Come back. Back in the day, Yard Fest was crazy. I went to Howard the year that Drake came to Yard Fest. It changed the rules forever. And now they do the Yard Fest tailgate at the bullpen. So I come up to the bullpen with the Bonetta suit. I was going to go. By the time I looked it up, I didn't have time to get the tickets, and I didn't want to try to scalp. So I came and pulled up for a little bit, and now I'm at the city. Now I'm at the school. I was pretending like I was going to race into the traffic, but my feet aren't even set properly. So now I'm skating up to Howard. This stretch is so familiar because back in the day, there wasn't nothing back here. This was a dangerous back alley that led to the towers. Now it's a Whole Foods and $3,000 a month at the least condominiums. They closed off the street for the parade. So I had an opportunity to skate up and down the 6th Street Hill without having to worry about traffic. And that was absolutely amazing. I'm trying to make this look easy, but I got to keep it real since I'm talking to the skate family. I am smiling through the pain. The pain in my chest. You know that burning? But I know how crazy it must have looked to see me skating straight up the hill. Look at me. The motivation, heart taps. I'm pretending like I'm in the gym with Ronnie Coleman right now. Ain't nothing but a peanut. Hey, yeah, man. I'm getting more excited. Quick stop. I did this shot and I imagined it weeks before because I knew how crazy it was going to be. When I tell you, my entire Howard Homecoming experience this year was based around getting skate clips. I knew it was going to look crazy. I knew it was going to look absolutely bananas if I stood with my back to the 6th Street hill, hitting a T-pose. Banana Man photo. I spent some of the most formative years of my life on this block right here. I'm done with the Unk stories. No more Unk stories. Yeah. Another place where I'm playing it cool is instead of running down this hill, I only skated. If I had started running up here, by the time that I got down to the bottom, I may have been moving too fast. Something that Bill Stoppard spoke about on one of his flowcasts was how when he skates through the city, he skates at a reactable speed. Since it's parade day, there's families out here and people enjoying Howard Homecoming. I didn't want to come down this hill so fast that I wouldn't be able to make a last minute reaction. I also noticed that as I continued to skate down, there were bigger and bigger crowds. So the risks are increasing and my need to be able to react is increasing as well. When I got to this section, I was like, oh, it's time just to let it roll. Skated past the police I knew I was on. So I came up and I skated straight up the hill because I knew I wanted this shot. After I skated up the hill, I realized that, ooh, I also need to cut through the yard. So I come back here through this alley and now it's time to skate back up the hill. I actually called the other hill the 6th Street hill. This is the 6th Street hill. The other hill was the 7th Street hill. 6, 7. So right after my last hill banger, I have another hill banger. This was another stretch of Howard where I spent a significant portion of my life. I used to study inside of the engineering building and step inside of the engineering building. So even though I never took many classes in this building, I would go to it all the time. My favorite section to sightsee was the lower quadrangle to the left of this stop sign up here. One of the best parts about the day was getting a chance to interact with everybody at homecoming and have a little bit of fun. Shouts out to the support. Y'all got to hear the audio lines from that. It was so refreshing coming up to the yard because everybody at the bullpen was acting too cool for school. I was like, wow. Then when I came up to Howard on the yard, this is when the family vibes and that Howard homecoming vibe really kicked in. This is another friend from Howard. That was like my big sister. I really had a great time taking pictures and saying hello to everybody while I was on the yard. I remember when I was a freshman, I saw all the fraternities and sororities coming out, and I didn't completely understand the rituals. I was like, hey, yo, favorite handshake ever. We were like best friends forever afterwards. Haven't seen them since. We're still best friends. I'm just taking in the sights now. One of my favorite parts about recording myself skating through is I had the opportunity to come through and see it from all of the angles. My attention is jumping all over the place because I'm having so many conversations. Like, I think she asked me to dance. Do it for the people. So as I'm skating and focusing on the ground, I'm making sure that I don't trip and fall on my face. And I'm also coming through the crowd so I don't bump into people. Wow. Coming through with the rig up like one of the young boys. Hey, shouts out to the cameras and the vloggers. Now I'm cutting through the middle of the yard. Homecoming is so fun because of all the standing. Check out the mom. Another cool part about being Banana Man is the family friendliness. It's great to be a positive symbol in the world. Moments like this, I'm just flexing. I'm thinking, like, what are some small moves I could do that make people be like, oh my God, like, I can't imagine doing that on skates. The quick backwards is easy for that. And now it's time for my final Howard Hill descent. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident about myself coming down this time. So this time I want to dance even more. Hey, in that ATL style. Hey, doing that ATL style. My second favorite emote is the kiss blow. Every single time I dodge a car in traffic, I blow a kiss to it. True story. Here I'm chicken footing it a little bit, but I also was like, yo, man, it could be a public safety hazard if I'm really barreling down this hill consistently. So I even let the police know. I was like, yeah, bro, this is the last one. I'm about to head out. I ain't about to be here bombing the hill. This was my favorite shot of the entire day. When I saw the bike gang, bikes and skaters get along. This moment right here made me remember that video style where people are like, it's hard to go from this to this. Y'all see me pulling out the gloves? It's hitting me. It started hitting me right here. I'm like, bro, you are leaving the homecoming spear. You got all your homecoming shots for the day. To be very honest, I love being a socialite. And one of the parts of being a socialite is knowing when it's time to go home. I realized one day that the best thing that I could do was come to the party and only stay at that party when I was at my best. It's easy to go out partying, go to one party, you're at your best. You go to the next party, you're at like 80%. You go to the next party, you're at 75%. And when you hit 65%, now you got a serious hangover. You're super tired. You spent hundreds of dollars. And now you got an apology in the morning. And then when I went back and I went down and I broke down everything that I could do, I was like, bro, you need to focus on going there, being at your best. And even those nights when I was at my best, I realized how much fun I had when I would be at my best, work out for a little bit, and then leave. Because if you don't go to a second party, you just take the wins from the first party. But there's always that thought. Do I stay or do I go? Because I skated and I just went home. Like the 17 minutes that it took me to show this to y'all, it might have took me 10 or 15 more minutes to record it. I got on long sleeves and I got on sweatpants because it's cold outside. I'm wearing a ski mask because the longer I'm outside, the higher the chance of me getting sick. I had a party tonight and I'm coming out to party a little bit later. I got to get one more shot in front of Jerry's. I used to eat here all the time. And now I'm skating back down. I'm going all the way back down to Chinatown. I love skating. I love being Banana Man. I love making appearances. Let me say that so it makes sense. I love being Banana Man and I love making appearances. But the reason why I do it is for a chance to skate. This skate home helped affirm that I love skating. Because a second mark of love. Can you enjoy doing something without all of the bells and whistles? Can I enjoy being Banana Man skating up and down the street without crowds and crowds of people affirming Banana Man? It's fun to do this because there is skating involved. I skate around in the banana costume for fun. I don't even got nothing to do. I don't have my camera. I'm just going to the store. Banana time. Same idea. Check out the smiles. Ooh. Oh, it's time to let them know about the ATL style. This is another very well placed dancing section. I'm skating down the wrong side of the street. So if a car comes up, it's a game of chicken officially. But I'm turning around, flexing and looking around. Well, I can see the cars in front of me. I can't dance without the cars behind me sneaking up on me. But I still stop and make sure I can reactively get through the light. Because this is one moment where I could lose it all trying to hot dog it. Hey, look at that smile. Passing them Chinatown arches. Ooh, this is where that sidewalk jumping pays off. If I didn't have the reactions, I could have tripped there, and that's an easy fall. An easy, serious fall. And I'm going to bump into some people. Yeah. A quick backwards section. I want to get better at skating backwards so I can skate more consistently backwards during skate outs. The one fun part about the skate from Howard down to Archives is it's straight down for the most part. It's also an amazing view. You go from DC Landmark to DC Landmark. This last section is where it gets real. It's a 2 lanes of traffic, but there's less let-offs down at the bottom. So as you're going through these different streets, you got to get more and more focused. Did I rewind it? I added a section. Oh, it's out of order. Check out this bike. Imagine you're trying to ride through the city. You see a banana man in the bike lane. Like, hey, yo. This is the last hill bomb before Archive Station. See how it's narrow? We also have the cars parked on both sides, making it even more narrow. Then each of these streets is active. So there's a lot of opportunities to get clipped by crossing traffic. Finally, you're coming down onto Pennsylvania Avenue. Now this is like 4 lanes of traffic. One cool part about Penn is Penn has a bike lane and it also has a lane in the middle that you can skate into. So it's not as dangerous. And that was my Howard skate day. So boom. What are tips number 7 and 8 summed up after I've looked at 2 street skates? Life-changing street skate number 7. Excuse me. Life-changing street skate lesson number 7. It may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. When you're roller skating in the street, sometimes cars may break the law. Sometimes people will walk in places that aren't convenient for you as a skater. Sometimes you may run up onto an obstacle that's changed. It may not be your fault that those things are happening, but it is your responsibility right now. This isn't like like the health guru business sales stuff where they say like, oh man, your circumstances when you were growing up may not be your fault, but they're your responsibility. And it's your responsibility to work through the trauma so that you can one day change your life for the better. It is your responsibility between the time that you see it and the moment where you can get hit by it. No matter how good of insurance you have or how honest of a person that you're interacting with, the time that it takes you to recover from a life-changing injury is unrecoupable. Additionally, you may not get a life-changing injury in a way that's going to allow you to get to the other side of that life-changing injury with assistance. You may get hurt, and the people that hurt you tell you that you were SOL. Watch your back. A piece of this, and the final thing is life-changing blah, 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 blah. Life-changing tip number 8 that I learned from inline skating around the street. Life-changing tip number 8. Choose your spots. Life-changing tip number 8. Choose when you're going to hit your tricks wisely. I spent most of my roller skating career skating inside of the rink. When you're skating inside of the rink, choosing not to do a roller skating trick to a certain direction or in a certain place or at a certain time generally connects to your skill. Maybe you're not comfortable turning and dancing at adult night, but you're more comfortable dancing at family night because the floor's slower. Okay, this may be connected to skill. Oh, if you don't feel comfortable doing a certain turn at a certain speed because you start to get scared. When we're skating outside and you're skating on different grounds, it may behoove you, or it's a better idea to choose when you're going to skate backwards, choose when you're going to try to show off, and then choose when you're going to stop everything and get focused. Because as I'm going through and I'm skating throughout the day, I'm always making choices. And regardless of what my overall goal in life, whether how superficial, how many tricks for clicks that I'm going to do, at the bottom of it all is the philosophy that I need to make the choice that keeps me safe. And the easiest way to make choices that keep you safe is choosing your tricks. Is this the best moment to go for that? Well, Skate Family has been your main man, Banana Man, and that's all I have for you today. It was great coming in and speaking with you. Tomorrow, I'm going to come in and I want to review some more of my skate outs and put my skates back together. I want to clean them tonight so I can put them back together. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Then I can finally do my budget wheels versus hydrogen wheels challenge. Can I flip these? No, I can't flip these. Look at them. If I try to flip them, like I'm going to have them on this side for like 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weeks. And then it's going to wear so much that I'm going to have to skate on this edge here. And it's going to be wonky from wheel to wheel. But yeah, next stream, I repair my skates and I begin the budget wheels versus hydrogen wheels challenge. Are the rollerblade reels really better, or are they ripping you off with their $70, $80 wheels? Find out next time on